Good morning. Happy New Year. And no, I'm not outside yet today. It's still chilly and I'm just not motivated yet. And I'm really not going to be talking about garden stuff other than if you haven't gotten your garlic in the ground, get it in the ground outside, especially if you have cold, because that garlic needs that cold to grow. It's like trees. They need cold to grow, most of them. At any rate, so get your garlic in. I like full moon cycles, so and I put it on my Facebook. My bad that I did not put it on here. So I put mine in on the 6th. I like planting my seeds on the full moon. I know it's like the witchy thing in the old wives' tale, but there's some truth to some old wives' tale. And the fact is, my plants are healthier when I grow them on the full moon, or when I start them on a full moon. And now I'm so kind of superstitious about it that I wait until, I don't put anything out in that garden here in northern Arizona until after Mother's Day because it never fails. We have this false spring where everything's gorgeous and beautiful and warm and you just got the bug. And my plants are ready to go out and I will go out there and I'll plant it and the weather looks good and we'll freeze somewhere around Mother's Day. So I don't put anything out until after Mother's Day. And last year, yes, I had a great garden. Anyway, and my soil's improving every single year. So here's the thing, a couple of things on foods. And I'm not talking about our food. I'm talking about our dog food and our chicken food. I've had a hassle lately. The last week, my dogs, now they have grown up. They were raised on a specific brand that is extremely expensive and is supposed to be extremely healthy. I remember when we first started buying it, we read the labels and we are like, right on, because it's got a lot of proteins, it got a lot of good stuff that you want your dogs to have. And our belief is, sometimes our dogs eat better than we do, right? Or we spend more money on our dog food than we do on our own food. And it's worth it because it saves that vet bill in the end. The better you can feed your dog, the healthier they're going to be. I think my dogs have only gone to the vet for um, shots to get spayed or neutered um, and end of life. And they were all old when they hit end of life, except for one. And she had cancer from the get-go, and we didn't know it. So, and that she got 3 years, the vet was amazed. So, um, healthy living for your dog, even though it's more expensive, is a healthy life for your dog. Mine are fantastic. They don't really ever have any issues until last week. We had run out of our last bag. We went in. The bags of dog food started out at 35 bucks, when we started buying this brand. Granted, that was a long time ago. Then it went to like 45. Now it's damn near $70 a bag. Mm. So, but, healthy food, healthy dog, it's worth it because vet bills are way more than that. So, we got a new bag. We poured it in we put it in a big bucket and we feed out of the bucket. And all of a sudden, our dogs, now we have one puker. And by that, I mean she will eat too fast or she eats too much and she'll look, and we're used to that. And we actually have a puzzle bowl to get her to slow down. But the other two don't puke. And they don't ever have issues with food. And all of a sudden, they're throwing up in the middle of the day. So we feed them in the morning, we feed them at night. The middle of the day, they're throwing up undigested dog food. I mean, it's whole kibble. And I'm like, what's going on here? Well, maybe it's a fluke, maybe it's changes. Who knows? That first puke, you're a little concerned, but that you're like, okay, well, how are they acting? And you're watching, they're drinking, they're doing their thing. So you don't get too worried. But the next time you do, it escalates. Next time they puke. And for 2 days they were puking up pretty much all their food. But they were acting fine. And I'm like, well, because they could get into something. They could eat a bad mouse somewhere. I don't know. And I'm really watching them. They're fine. And if now we're bad, we give our dogs table scraps, whatever's left on my plate, they get. And they're eating that and it's digesting. So I'm also one of those people that pay attention to, what are our shortages, what's going on in the grocery store, even though I don't visit the grocery store often. And I'm watching these products that they also put in dog food. Now, I'm not talking about the meat so much, because the meats are the byproducts. You got your organ meat, you've got your skins, you got your fat, and the bone meal, and that's what they process into the food for your animals. However, with the shortages of animals, or whatever they're claiming, you're seeing it on the shelves. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing how they can keep up with demand, even if it is the byproducts. Also, all those fillers. And it occurred to me, like cheaper dog food, they actually do, like, I think it's limestone or sandstone they use as a filler, which is one of the reasons we don't use the cheaper dog foods. My dogs can eat rocks outside if they want to. They don't have to have it in their food. Um, and I started getting really concerned. So we went for 2 days and just basically made an extra meal for the dogs when we made our meals. And there's been no stomach issues. So I decided that's it, we're done. We're done with the dog food from the store until whatever happens with this crisis. And it might be till the end of their life. I don't care. We are now going to feed our dogs well, we're making our own dog food now. So, and they are fine. They're happy and healthy. So you might want to start paying attention to your dogs, to your cats, especially cats. Dogs can handle a lot more issues with their food than cats can. We did have a cat years ago that we got a cat food for. It was supposed to be the best on the market, the most wonderful, perfect for cats, most nutrient. It killed my cat. And when I went into the vet with my cat, he said, yeah, did you use this brand name? And I was like, yeah. They're like, they're selling it like crazy. It's killing a lot of cats. There's something with specific nutrients or an overload of certain nutrients in the cat system that actually crystallizes their urine, kills their liver, and of course backs up. They go septic, and there's nothing they can really do. So, watch your cats. Watch your cat food. At this point, it might be better just feed them canned tuna. I just really, really watch your pets. The next thing I need to say is I noticed that my birds kind of quit laying eggs early. They always, and right around Christmas and through mid-January, my birds will stop laying eggs. They always have. And I didn't think twice about it. They stopped a little bit early, though. They stopped early in December. And I was like, well, all right, well, maybe it's just colder or something. I don't know. And then I ran into a few videos about complaints about Dumar and Producer's Pride Tractor Supply feed for your birds. And I was like, that's interesting. I turned it on, and it was talking about certain amino acids and stuff that I guess they removed from the food. I've been using the food forever, But I also don't really pay attention during laying seasons, and I give them worms. I give them scraps out of the vegetable garden. I'm always compensating with the birds. So maybe it's been a while. I don't know. But with this, the big thing is your birds won't lay. And so I went ahead and just kind of threw in some lentils. I have bags and bags of lentils that I was given, and sorry, I don't like lentils myself, so I went ahead and soaked them, and I always soak anything like beans or lentils or split peas or any of that thing if I'm going to give it to the birds, because they swell, and I never give my birds rice. I think that's ridiculous because they really swell, and I don't want that to happen. So, pay attention to your. Oh, and my birds just started laying again. So, I don't know if it's timing. I don't know if it's an actual thing, but I want you to be aware. Check what's going on. Watch your birds and watch your dogs. Watch your cats, and make your decisions accordingly. So, love you. Next time I see you, I'll be outside. Bye.